Good afternoon. It's great to be with you once again. This is a terrific day for small business and all business across Rhode Island. I want to thank Governor McKee and Dr. Alexander Scott for enabling this progress. It does come with some conditions and some caveats that we want to reiterate. It's extremely important that we continue to follow the rules and that we continue to undergo this process of responsible reopening, working together. But let me reiterate some of the key points that the governor has made about the reopening itself and make some of these additional points that I've just referenced. First, beginning May 7th, across all settings, we will go to 80% occupancy. That's 80% of original occupancy pre-COVID with 3-foot spacing indoors and out. That means a lot of relief for businesses. It means new tables within restaurants. It means more patrons of retailers. It means that gyms can more comfortably operate. But please heed the words of Dr. Alexander Scott. If you, as a Rhode Islander, are not yet vaccinated, you should still be cautious, and you should get vaccinated. If that is something that you are willing to do, please do so when an appointment is available. It does protect your health, and please protect your household's health. But we're so pleased that we've been able to offer this additional relief. What does the May 7th set of changes mean? It means that businesses in various venues that are currently at 50% or 75% of capacity or are operating under 1 person per 50 square feet can all go to that 80% of capacity level. Depending upon the setting, they change from that 75% to that 80%, that 50% to that 80%, and they are all required to incorporate that 3-foot spacing that we've described in the new version. There will no longer be, so let me talk about some of the specific changes. For restaurants, there will be no capacity restriction on outdoor dining, but 3 feet spacing is still required. There will no longer be a cap on the number of people per table at restaurants, so no longer will we require a count of 8 or 10 at a given table. For May 7th, there is still no standing service at bars allowed indoors, so bars cannot return to normal where a large number of people belly up to the bar. The conditions don't yet permit that. However, bars operating outdoors are allowed to have standing service because, as Dr. Alexander Scott has said, outdoors is safer. So you'll see within our rules in a number of instances we favor the outdoors to encourage Rhode Islanders to conduct their business and undergo activities outdoors. Regarding catered events, beginning May 7th, catered events will be able to operate at 80% of a venue's capacity, up to 200 people indoors and 500 people outdoors. Essentially, we've accelerated by a month with those sizings, and we've also opened up even more outdoors with those numbers, 200 indoors and 500 outdoors. We're very pleased with that progress for the wedding industry, for the catered event industry of Rhode Island. It means that this will be a wonderful summer for catered events throughout our state. Testing is no longer required for catered events as a universal rule. It is still encouraged, so testing of participants in catered events, of the customers, if you will. But I will note that for catered events looking to reopen their bars or have cocktail hours or cocktail parties within the catered events, that will only be enabled through the use of testing or proof of vaccination during this initial May 7th segment of time. And we are allowing for bar service to continue in catered events May 7th forward outdoors. Venues of assembly beginning May 7th. Venues of assembly will be allowed 80% of capacity, capped at 500 people indoors, no cap outdoors. 3-foot spacing is required. Events over 2,500 will be asked to submit to DBR for review, and municipal approvals remain required at the city or town level. Now, a few words on May 28th, the next segment of this reopening. Beginning May 28th, we'll be at 100% capacity for all of our industry sectors, with 3-foot spacing still required indoors. And that's an important notation. It's not zero spacing, and some may ask why. The 3-foot spacing does matter, and it is a deliberate signal. In collaboration with our health colleagues led by Dr. Alexander Scott, what we're expressing is it's not time to completely let your guard down. In fact, you should be very cognizant of your own situation and your household situation, and please get vaccinated to increase your level of safety and how healthy you can be assured that you are. So beginning May 28th, restaurants, gyms, retail, personal services, offices, as well as houses of worship and funeral homes will all be at 100% of capacity with that 3 feet spacing. Okay, indoor bars will be able to take down plexiglass and resume standing bar service at that time, as compared to the only outdoor option available May 7th and forward. We will be able to, starting on May 28th, to have open dance floors as per pre-COVID, with masks at weddings, both indoors and outdoors. So for all of those changes involving venues of assembly and catered events and those restaurants that are now seeing relief, we truly want to thank the many stakeholders out there who have advocated and done so intelligently and with ideas, with sophistication, and with really persuasive arguments about what would be possible. Dale Venturini, Rick Simone, Luke Renchin, Erica Trombetti, and Chris Parisi among them, from the Hospitality Association to the Ocean State Coalition and the Small Business Coalition and beyond. We're very grateful for your input. We couldn't be making these changes without you. And we're very pleased that we've been able to make this progress. Now, you heard from Dr. Alexander Scott that we are permitting these changes in these settings, but we recognize that some business owners, some heads of organizations and churches and synagogues and mosques may wish to partner with us to implement their own rules, to be mindful of who's been tested or who has proof of vaccination, to improve their ventilation. If their ventilation is currently poor, they may want to know, what are the ways we can do this? What are the ways we can track this information? What are the ways that we can hit a standard on ventilation? So we're going to be working together to make ourselves available to you. But in the meantime, you can always call 521-HELP, our helpline, and we together, Commerce and RIDO, are here to help you. But we're very, very grateful to Governor McKee that we are leading the way in our region in responsibly reopening the economy and keeping Rhode Islanders safe. Thank you very much.